In an exclusive interview, Editor-in-Chief of Northeast 8, Geoffrey Yarden, spoke with Dr. Tina Khamo, Senior Pathologist and in charge of Biosafety Lab Level-3 in Kohima. Dr. Tina has been actively involved in conducting the test of samples since 22nd of May. She has also worked with World Health Organization.
First of all, Dr. Tina, we have, as of today, 36 cases tested positive for COVID-19 from among the 1,463 people who have arrived from Chennai. How many are left to be tested, and whether you foresee the number going higher?
Well, we are having a huge backlog now because it has become mandatory to test everybody at the quarantine center. So, as you all know, we have only in a day we have the capacity to test 90 tests. So this is 24/7 we are working, and we are able to come out with 80 to 90 samples reporting we could do. So now when you look at it, it has become so alarming when you see that as we started getting positive, it started increasing and it's going high. It's very alarming, and we look at it. When you look at it, it looks like it is coming from this returnee. So mostly the Chennai returns are mostly affected, and so this has really caused a very alarming thing, and we really need to look into this in three very important aspects now. And what it's my personal feeling is that one most important thing, we have to change some strategies here. And since the testing capacity is not high, and we need to really be so careful of how we are going to manage these cases. So we have to think of three things at a time. One is a very short term, and that is the immediate action which we should take. And the second is the long term strategy, where the virus is going to stay with us, so how we are going to go about. And the other most important thing is also the mental health, where we need to look into this also. So this, I feel these three things, these three issues, we really need to take care. Now, the immediate action which we should take is, the people who are at the quarantine, those who are positive, tested positive. So when you look at it, the viral loads are very high. If the viral load is high, it is coming positive. And so, and those whose viral load may be not detected, maybe very low, we don't know. So we need to be so careful. So I feel that now we should change our strategy and say that anybody who has come in this train and who are already there, we just take them as positive, so that we take all extra necessary precautions. So when we say the precautions, means we have to take care of those returnees who are there in the quarantine. Not only them, the health workers who are looking after them, even those are also very important now. We must see that their health is also utmost important. And because the people who are supporting the quarantine are also at risk. So we need to look after that. So I feel that is the immediate action we must take. Think that they are all positive. In that way, we manage them, so that because we are unable to give the result, immediately. So it's taking time. It's not easy to, take out the report. We have a very short capacity. So that is my one concern. Then another thing is the strict social distance in the quarantine. This is spread among the quarantine people, all those people who are quarantined. And also the staff, also they should maintain the supporting staff. So that social distancing is so important at this time. So if we take all these precautions, at the quarantine, thinking that these people are really important, they must take care of them, we must take care of ourselves, so then things will become better. Especially, when we are trying to put them for testing, then if they are transported, then like in the bus, we should maintain the social distancing. If you are sending them by ambulance, that social distancing, all those things now we need to do in a very scientific way, very careful in dealing with all these cases. So we must avoid community spread at all costs now. So these people are very important. The community spread should not go out. Here we must really contain them and see that something very important is taken care. So the quarantine time is again very important here. Now the next important thing is our quarantine time. At least 14 days of institutional quarantine, another 14 days quarantine, strict quarantine at your home, because they have learned how to quarantine themselves at the institution. They've taught them. So this same way they have to do at home also when they go back, even if they are negative, they have to do the home quarantine in the 14 days. So that comes to your total 28 days of your quarantine. Okay. So now after having this 28 days of your quarantine, as we all know, the virus survives in your body, in the human body, for about 37 days. So if you are negative or you're cured already, it's still in your system. So it can still infect others. So we really need to take that extra precaution. So this is very important. And we should do at least 40 days strict quarantine. So your 14 days institution, 14 days home. Again, you take another this 37 days which lives in your body. So okay, take it 37 plus another 3 days for a safety margin, so 40 days will be a very safe way of having the quarantine. And I think this should be told to every one of them when they are in the quarantine places, so that we can tell everybody to maintain this.
What is the other issue with regard to those who had already arrived earlier, but apparently there has been no, I think they might have done some tests, but are you satisfied with how things were handled earlier?
Before also all the samples were sent to ICMR, they were doing the tests. So at that time we did not get any positive. So let us think that that was okay. But here now today we started getting positive cases, especially from, it's getting imported now. So we need to now take really strict measures. So what I feel, what I would also like to say is that in the management of quarantine is also so difficult. Everybody is been stressed out, the doctors, the health workers, everybody. So I think we should also share burden with other capable organizations, maybe outsourced to some NGOs also, and who are also capable. So that everybody can come into it and help and work together to give a helping hand to each other. Now, one important thing here when we are looking at these positive cases, that is, Raimi, we must maintain that lockdown decisions also. We have to look at that lockdown. For example, what happens is the opening of short, that people rush in, and there is a rush hour and there is traffic jam, there is, jam at the shops and all. So if you can keep the shops open for a longer time, so that people know that it's not going to be closed at 2 o'clock, there is no rush hour, there is no traffic jam. So this also, if we can look into that, it will help us in maintaining the social distancing. Some of the things, since we are in the lab, so I'm just concerned about that part. But one important thing is the long-term strategy here. I think now virus is going to stay with us. So now I think they have to look into in a different way, look at the situation in a different way by, decisions for long-term strategy has to be worked out, planning has to be done, and most probably here decision has to take the help of See, we cannot just taking hasty decision, frantic decision, and due to fear psychosis, and then agreeing to the public demands. No, we should not say what public say. No, take them to my village, take them to this thing. The publics are demanding. We should not look into that to the public demand now. We need to do things in a very scientific way. These decisions should be based on science based. So we should have some scientific advisory body where maybe you have some scientists, experienced scientists of our own, senior experienced scientists, people working in that, epidemiologists, doctors, social workers, social scientists. I think maybe if many NGOs also, some people who are dynamic uh, mind together, I'm sure something useful can be tailored according to the need of our race. Another important more factor I want to tell is about the mental health. See, now when a person is being tested positive and he's in the quarantine, he's undergoing so much of stress, and we need to look into that matter issue now. And not only that, it's not only him, the family members are also under stress. The health workers who are, helping him, who are at that in that quarantine area, are also affected. So it's affecting, a vicious circle, a lot group of people. Here we need to look into this mental health.
As of today, we don't have any vaccines, and the only thing that we have to depend on is precaution. But you see that now with the easing of lockdown 4, we find a lot of people moving. Would you feel that there has to be some, like you were saying, everything has to be done in a way that is required, a scientific approach?
Yeah, so since there is no vaccine, and there is no cure, we must understand that we are fighting against a very highly dangerous and a little known lethal weapon. Could be man-made. So therefore, we really need now some scientists to lead us in the battle. Here, it has to be done very scientifically. It's high time we recognize the need of scientists in our state also, so that they need us. Now here we cannot just think that people coming, all our people coming, they are not tourists. They are our brothers and our sisters who are coming. We really need to look into them, and see that how we are going to go about. And awareness is so important. Many people are still not aware. Okay, it's going on, but they're taking it so casual. Okay, now after the positive results have come, people have started becoming more careful, more serious. But still, we do have many casual people who are still damn care. But we still have very positive people like colony people, village people, and even area localities where they have closed down the lock and they understood. So if we maintain this way in our own local needs, I'm sure we can avoid this community spread. So there's still chance and there's still hope, because the affected ones are all young people, and that is why we say you stay safe, you do quarantine yourself. The virus is in your body for say 37 days. The virus will just fall down on you. No, it will not go into another person, nor will it go to another animal. So it is looking for a host. So we feel that it's so important that those who are affected and those who are close, just quarantine them and let the virus drop dead. That way, I'm sure if we do that discipline and take care of ourselves, we're taking care of our whole community. This is where I feel we need to really stress that quarantining ourselves, the extended self-isolation, I would say, is very, very important to get rid of that.
So, Dr. Tina, you're doing laboratory testing in a very highly scientific environment. What do you think of those true NAT tests? Is it reliable as others, or is it the same?
Yes, it is. Actually, TrueNet is also been approved by ICMR, and this TrueNet can be used in all the districts. Okay, so because already the TB centers are there, so where the TB centers are there, the TrueNet can be used. So at least even that, if we can use all of us, if the facility can be used and start doing the test, this also is going to help a lot, because it's not just in the main district, but even in Kohima or other places, so we can start issue.
So far in the BSL-3 lab in Kohima, how many samples have you tested? About?
No, so yeah, so we started on 22nd of this month, and then we have been doing on the first we did not get much. We got 3 tested, all negative. On the 4th we did another test, it was all negative. But on the 3rd day we started, when the train came, and then our samples started, pouring in, and then that's where we got today our tally is 36, and we are still inside, people are still working, so we are at
On the
work.
job. So
Yes.
how long does it take to have one sample tested?
We take at a time. We have to see when the sample comes to us. It comes in boxes. So we take the boxes inside the extraction room where the virus will be extracted. So the box is open inside, and the samples are taken out. The extraction room, the maximum work is there in the extraction room, where you wear all your PPEs and you are working on it. It takes about our boys are working there for, some are working up to 6 hours, some are working even up to 7 to 8 hours inside that extraction. After it is extracted, then only it goes into the template room where it is mixed, and then only then it goes to the RT-PCR machine to the next other room. After 4 hours to take out the result, and when it becomes positive, then another 2 hours, we have to do confirmatory tests. So that is why it's taking long. It's not like other tests where we just do the test and your result is ready within 2 hours or 3 hours or maybe even 6 hours. It's not like that. It's not like blood samples. We have to extract the virus out and then only to inactivate it.
So earlier one virologist had mentioned that in the next month or so, there could be about 1 million cases in India.
Yes. We also expect a rise in our state also. We have to really be very careful. Extra precautions we have to take.
I think for so long we have neglected the health infrastructure in that with regard to the scientific requirements. Do you agree?
Yes. But this time I'm very grateful to our department, our ministers, our politicians also. They really gave full support to start lab, and that is how, in fact, I think I must also appreciate them for their promptness, and we could manage to do it within a month's time. It's an impossible task could be made possible.
And I think when it comes to acting with commitment, Nagas can also do a lot of things provided they focus on doing what is right. As in the case of BSL-3, I think that is quite commendable, as you have just said.
It's an impossible task made possible. I still will say that it's because everybody has chipped in to help bringing things, everybody was concerned. And if all of us are concerned like this, I'm sure we can still fight the coronavirus, because the way the lab has been done, if everybody united and work together, this coronavirus also we can overcome if we work this way.
Lastly, do we have enough people if in case we have the another lab in Dimapur, BSL2, Then now we are told that Tuansang is also going to have another lab. So, I mean, do we have enough people who can man those labs?
Um, you see, we need to look at this. This a highly scientific molecular diagnosis is something which is one of the latest in science, and here many people have to know how to do the diagnosis doing this molecular way. Now, this the in thing, and many of our people, our own people are working outside, who are doing in good colleges like universities and all. So but they don't have a place when they come back. So now when we set up all this, I'm sure these facilities will also help them to come and work in their own place, and give quality work to our people, because we need to make a platform for them also, so that they can work. The scientist has no place now. Today we don't have a place for the scientists to come and work. But now, if that is the thing, if they are planning to set up labs in different places, I'm sure the scientists will be so happy to come and join and give a helping hand to our own people, that seeing the need that has come. So I'm sure there are people all over. It's just that we don't know. I'm sure we give a call, they will come. Many of these
So,
people who have worked here also have volunteered to work.
so anyway, Dr. Tina, it's been nice talking to you. And as you have said, I think the message is if we all join hands together, we can do it. So, on this note, thank you, Dr. Tina, and hope we'll be able to have further talks in future. Thank you so much.